Mamdani is MAGA's golden ticket to 2026. That's right, that's the actual headline from Clandestine's newsletter on Substack. What, Substack? Who cares? Well, every single person should care. Every voice gets heard, every voice gets repeated. Glory be to miracles, even my voice gets echoed back every now and again. So where am I going with this? It's Trump's, the commies are coming, the commies are coming. If you don't vote like he tells you to, the commies will eat your dogs and cats and educate your wives, and then where will you be? Mamdani, in case you haven't been awake this year, is the new mayor of New York. And guess what he did? Rent control. In New York, no less, where even the rats can't afford their rat holes. And as usual, Trump's making it up as he goes. Democratic socialism and communism aren't the same thing, no matter how many times he says communist in the same breath as Mamdani's name. Communism means the state owns everything. Democratic socialism means the government invests in workers. That's not a technicality, that's the whole difference. But Trump knows the label doesn't need to be accurate, it just needs to be scary. He's not making an argument, he's manufacturing a boogeyman he can point at. Now here's what's actually important. Mamdani is the mayor of New York because New York decided that's what they wanted, and they voted for him. So, Donald, are you saying it isn't valid, even though they voted for it, and for him? Haven't you played that exact card elsewhere this year? You don't like it, so you invalidate it, but you say we're a democracy, right? I'll have to think about that one. What's even more important is, where are the Democrats? Why aren't they defending Mamdani? Are they afraid of Donald's McCarthyism? Yes, I know I've said that before. Yes, I know you're tired of hearing it. And yes, I still want you to go read up on it anyway. Whatever tactic Trump reaches for, 90% of his playbook runs on hate and fear. And please don't take offense, stupidity. He builds his hate speech and fear-mongering on fringe topics that were never clearly defined to begin with, or that everyone else forgot about years ago. The other 10% is calling people stupid names because he isn't clever enough to come up with better ones, or grown up enough to be past the name-calling stage at all. He thinks it makes the President of the United States of America look intelligent. Wink. Democrats, where are you? Hey, independents, you're being awfully quiet. Even the RINOs should have something to say, if not something to yell. Well, I'm listening. Awfully quiet out there. Are you going to just let the clown, and that's not name-calling, that's just what he is, run the same tired routine all over again? Haven't you learned anything yet? How about somebody standing up and explaining what a democracy actually is and what it isn't? How it's perfectly fine for one part of the country to choose one thing and a different part to choose something else entirely. That's not chaos. That's self-government, working exactly as designed. If New York wants rent control, and I'm only using that as one example, then more power to them. That was their choice, and they made it. That doesn't mean it would work in Dallas, or even be wanted there. That should be the loud voice coming out right now. Mr. President, shut up and let us make our own rules for where we live. Stop the childish name-calling, or we're putting you in timeout. Mr. President, it's perfectly fine for one state to be a blue state that runs better on liberal policy and another to be a red state that runs better on conservative policy. That should be the voice coming from the gallery, and it needs to be loud, and it needs to be clear. And just because a state didn't vote for you doesn't mean they don't like you. Well, maybe it does. At that, I feel like we're sitting in a vacuum right now, with the only noise coming from a clown, and all the air getting sucked out of the room. We need leaders to come out, stand up, and speak out. Now, not next week, not when it feels safe. Because if they wait for it to feel safe, it never will. And by then it'll be too late. I keep hearing and reading that MAGA is done for. I hope so. But who or what replaces it? So far all I hear is, when the Democrats, if that's really the plan, I've got one very big question I'd like answered soon. Who, exactly, is this Democrat, this independent, this rhino? Take your pick. But whoever it is better make a stage entrance soon, before the curtain comes down on them and the audience walks out